Hey friends, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. It is November 8th and I am finally going to wrap up my Vlogtober. Unfortunately, when we got to the last couple of days of the month, like all hell broke loose, honestly. It was a nightmare. On Halloween Eve, my husband started having some chest pain, and so we went to emergency room and were there six or so hours, something like that. I don't know. They took x-rays, they did all those kind of things, CAT scan, but they couldn't figure out what was wrong. Wasn't a heart attack, so that's good. But anyway, so then we came home, we went straight to bed. I was too tired to film. Then the next day I went to work. I came home and I came upstairs to get some candles to put on our walkway up to the door for the trick-or-treaters. And I found two of our little puppies, basically comatose in front of the bathroom door. The one just seemed lethargic. Lucas seemed lethargic, and I got him to eat some, but Liam was not good. Liam was not good. I gave him CPR because he was wheezing. Okay, he wouldn't eat. He was wheezing. I thought something was stuck in his throat. Turns out not. But so I gave him CPR. I tried everything I could think of for about 2 hours, and then he passed away. Lucas was still very lethargic. So instead of doing trick-or-treating or anything like that, we rushed him to the pet emergency. Ended up spending $3,500 to get him admitted and have tests run, have 24-hour care, medications administered. The tests indicated that they got into something toxic and they were experiencing liver failure. After work on November 1st, we came back to the pet hospital to check on him. And he had deteriorated. And the doctor said they could continue trying to work on him, but with as far gone as he was, she was estimating it to be at least $15,000 to $20,000. And even with that, she couldn't guarantee he would ever recover. And she was encouraging us to let go. And so on November 1st, we made the very difficult decision to help him over the Rainbow Bridge, as they say. This was pretty devastating. We held him until he had fallen asleep. Then we called for the doctor to come in, and she injected him while he was still sleeping through the IV that he had in him. And so he passed quite peacefully. We came home utterly exhausted, had barely slept at all. My husband at this point had picked up my cold, and I slept, I think, 16 hours. I came out and I found sweet little Brooke laying in front of the bathroom, comatose, basically. I thought maybe she was just hungry because she hadn't eaten the food I had put out before I fell asleep. And I had been asleep for so long that I thought maybe she was just hungry. I got her to eat a little bit of puppy mousse. I supplemented her with formula. I left her to rest with my husband and continued to feed her about every 2 hours. And she started to pep up. She got up and wandered to the edge of the bed. She went and snuggled with my husband. She really seemed to be making big improvements. I went back in just before going to bed, and she had massively relapsed. I spent the next 10 hours pretty much knowing she was not going to make it, but still trying to coax some life into her and just holding her so that she knew, because at this point she had started the wheezing that I was familiar with from the first one. Knowing she wasn't going to make it, but just trying to give any comfort I could provide. No, no, no. Hey, no. In the end, so that she would know she was loved, she was not alone. I didn't sleep that whole night because I just held her. I held her and I petted her and I kissed her and I told her she was a good girl. And after 10 hours, she crossed the rainbow bridge as well. And so that was 3 of our little dogs who died in 4 days. So that was a really, really tough end to October and start to November. My husband is still sick. Yesterday, Thursday, was the first day he went back into work. The kids at work have been absolutely atrocious. We had a teacher who's been teaching for 30 years walk out today. She left. She didn't even tell admin. She got in her car and she left. Next year was supposed to be her last year. We're not sure what's going to happen now because we're pretty sure she broke contract. But she'd been cussed out by students at that point today. Her father died a couple weeks ago. She is just constantly being antagonized by some of the students in her class. And Jamie, drop. No, I know you want me to throw the ball. Drop. She was at her wit's end. The student who had cussed her out had then run away. No one knew where she was at. Turns out she was in another classroom hiding under a desk. I don't know. Then there's the little nightmare in first grade who has been screaming right outside the library for the last 2 days. Just being violent and all kinds of things. I don't know. Then another 5th grade class was so bad that they've also now lost the graphic novels and and the new to the library books. Then a 6th grade class pushed us so far that I am going to have to create numbers to put on the chairs and tables because now we're going to have to go to assigned seating. Just bad all around. I am dead tired. I'm so exhausted. So I don't really have much of anything crafty. I did make 24 tiny octopuses. I will include a picture here. Because I had told one of the first grade classes that if they reached 3 stars, I would make them the octopuses. And so I stayed up till 4 a.m. one night just trying to finish these octopuses. So another night with almost no sleep. thank goodness it's a 3-day weekend. Because I am dead exhausted. So tired. So with that said, we have 2 days of the yarn advent that I've not even opened or looked at. I did scratch them off and I untied the things so that it would be easier to open them with you. Then I will talk about a tiny bit of haul, a little bit of Christmas plans, and a little bit of my thoughts for this weekend, this 3-day weekend. So let's start with 2, which is Funky Fresno Nightcrawler. I used to live in Fresno, so let's see. Okay, there is an extra. It is mango butter, cocoa butter, Nature's Bees chapstick, which is great. I need a chapstick. My lips are so dry. And then look at this fun color. Very awesome. Oh, man. And number 1, the final one, is Moves Like Mothman. So again, there's an extra. It looks like a patch. Cryptozoology Tracking Society, Capybara, Maiden Voyage Clothing Co. I don't know. That's what it looks like. Maybe I'll try to make a project bag and stick it on that. But that's pretty cool. And this is what it looks like. I really like that. Focus. Okay, there we go. So those are the last 2 of this advent calendar. I really like those ones. Lots of fun. Hey, knock it off. Someone's digging in the carpet. Okay. I do have, I think it is this month's tea. So let's see what it is. Oh, excuse me, I'm so tired. Did I get the sample out of here? Okay. It is the tea. It's come with a holiday gift giving guide for tea lovers, as well as, he is just so into nuts right now, and I do not like nuts in my tea. Okay, so this one is cranberry almond scone. Cranberry sounds nice, but I don't like almond essence. Okay, it's red rooibos, green rooibos, honeybush tea, blackberry leaf, cranberries, orange peel, cocoa peel, cinnamon, hibiscus, orange, almond essence. I'll give it a try, but I really don't like almond essence. It smells okay. I can smell a little bit that there's almond in here. And the sample packet is Welsh Dreams Herbal. And I do know I like that one. I haven't yet ordered this Plum Deluxe's Tea Advent. I did order David's. Excuse me. I'm hoping to order Plum Deluxe's in the next few days. So, yeah. I ordered, I made a couple orders on Amazon. So, I ordered an advent calendar. This is what the back looks like. I think that's it. This is a diamond painting advent calendar. So, it it has tiny little ornaments that you can diamond paint every day. And my plan is to do this hopefully during lunch break. And then I want to add a garland in an area in my room and like shape it like a tree. So like do like a zigzag that'll come down to being shaped like a tree. And then hopefully every day like make this and put it onto the design. I think that could be fun. So let me see. Now that I've got it home, let me just cut into here. Okay. I didn't want to do that at work. Yeah. Okay. So let me show you guys how it looks like. So it's got this whole wooden board setup that you can put together. And all of the diamond paintings are in here, and actually they're all like actually in here, so you have to fold up the boxes yourself and put them in there. So that's a little disappointing because I don't want to know what I mean, I guess the sooner I do it, the sooner I will forget what order they're in. But so they're all different little ornaments, and you put all of these packages in the chimney and set Santa on top of it, and then each day you remove the one from the bottom. And so, hey, no, each day Santa goes, stop it, no, Georgie, knock it off. Each day Santa goes lower and lower and lower down the chimney, which I thought was really cool. This was like $20 on Amazon. So yeah, I'm really excited to have this. You can tell there's like not a ton of diamonds in there, and that's because they're very small. So like easily doable. In Advent, I might be able to keep up with. Rosie. Anyway, let me try to just close this back up. James, please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Okay. I have 2 dogs on my lap at the moment, Hazel and Rosie. Rosie. You want to say hi to everyone? Say hi, Rosie. Hey, Rosie. This is Mommy's girl, aren't you? Yes, you are. Don't deny it. Okay. So that came today. The other thing that came today is I got this set of pens, double-sided. So one is tipped like this and one is straight. These were $11. They were on sale. So I also ordered a bullet journal that was supposed to arrive today but didn't. Hamilton, thank you. I'm going to try bullet journaling again. We'll see how it goes. Hey, Hamilton, I wanted to start setting up. Stop. I wanted to start setting up my bullet journal for next year. So that's why I ordered it so far in advance. And then the final thing that I ordered, I haven't opened the box yet, but it is this power strip tower. It's got 9 outlets, and it's got some USB ports, and it wireless charges on top. And I want to put that on my work table over here because that is something I'm constantly struggling with over here. And so, yeah, setting this up this weekend is one thing I hope to do. This was a bit expensive. It was $30 for this tower situation. But I am hoping it will solve a lot of my problems. And then I also would like, maybe not necessarily for this weekend, but I want to sew up some project bags for my Christmas advents so that I have room for Christmas advents. So here's the tower. I mean, it is not a small tower. And it's got plenty of outlets. It's got the USB ports, enough so that I can be charging my Kindle, my iPad, my iPhone all at one time. Speaking of Kindles, oh, that's fun. Speaking of Kindles, the one my husband ordered for me has still not shipped or arrived or anything like that, which is really, really frustrating. It no longer has an estimated delivery date, so I have no clue. The other thing I ordered that has not shipped yet is I ended up ordering those mini books for the mini book bowl challenge thing that I want to do. And then I ordered 500. And then I immediately started to create another list for more, because what I'm thinking, she had two options for the sides of the books, white or black. And I went with white because pages are usually white. But what I'm starting to make a second list for is books that I have on Audible that I haven't read yet, and putting those with the black foam siding, because then I could try to get through some of my audiobooks, and I just thought that would be fun. So, hey Jamie. Hi, big boy. So I haven't ordered more yet, and I probably won't until next month maybe. But I thought that that would be a fun addition to my book bowl situation. So yeah, that's I also ordered a pair of knitting needles, so nothing too exciting there. But yeah, so that's what I've ordered. Hi, handsome. What? Uh-oh. Hang on. Hazel has fallen between the cracks. Hazy pants. Okay. So that brings me to some Christmas related things I want to talk about. And that is, I have begun looking at patterns for what I want to do for Christmas this year, for advent calendars. And I think I'm not really going to even attempt to stay caught up or even like cast on everything. Because I really have to focus on getting the Christmas presents for my family done. Little one. I don't know who's crying. They're like hidden behind my chair. Anyways, so, sorry, she had eye gunk. So I did order off a person from, Ravelry, a set of 32 5-gram mini skeins that she puts together, and she sells them for $28 for 32 mini skeins. And so what I'm gonna do is have my husband put them in an advent calendar I have. I had him do this for me one other time, and I think that's gonna be the only advent thing I open that I'm actually going to try to do every day. And what I was thinking is just doing like one Battenberg square and then add one little square on my like as I go little tiny blanket. It's just 2 rounds. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Even though I'll open the advents every day, I have so much I need to crochet and knit that I just don't have time to to do that. So that didn't stop me from getting a handful of new patterns, as well as printing out some of the patterns I have, because I think next year I'm really going to focus on finishing some advent calendars. So one of my master plans regarding my advent calendars is a scrap blanket with advent calendar leftovers. So I'd already purchased this pattern, and it's the Jelly Roll Blanket by Kay Jones from the Bakery Bears. Focus. And so my plan is to use this for anything that's left over on any like of the yarns for the advent calendar. Like, not even worry about keeping them with their advent calendar. Just when I finish one, just add that scrap into there. So that's my plan with that. And I hope I'll have like a really super random looking blanket at the end of it. Curious Handmade had a freebie cowl pattern, and it's a little scrappy cowl. This is made so that you can do it with an advent calendar, but I think each stripe that you add, Jamie, is like 2 to 3 grams. Yeah, I think 2.5. So they recommend having at least 3 grams. So like, I have several advent calendar plans that only use like 10 grams. So that would be, oh, James, my big baby. That would be another way that I could just try to use up scraps. Jamie, thank you. No, bud. Draco. This is Draco. Anyway, there's a chair right over there. That's what he's sitting on. I've got 3 dogs in the lap. It's fine. Not at all claustrophobic. Thanks, you guys. Anyways, so I really would like to do this. I think each stripe is like what? Hang on, let me just pull up the pattern. Drakey. Literally 2 rows. So, not a big deal at all. Perhaps something that I could actually keep up with. We'll see. Nobody. Another one that I purchased is, and I'll try to put color images over all of these because I only have the black and white printout. It's called Fade into Advent, and this is a throw blanket, and it is crocheted. So I think this is the only crocheted one that I have with me, but that calls for 20 grams. Okay. Next, I have one called the Waxing Moon Shawl, and I was actually possibly thinking of doing this one with possibly one of my 2 advents from last year. Well, I have like 3 advents from last year that I never even really started or did anything. And I'm thinking of reallocating those projects. So, to other things. So, like, to other advent projects. So, this is one where it's knit. Each color is a wedge, and you're doing short rows. And when you make it with 20, so there's 2 options. You could do 12, which would be a half circle, or 24, which is a full circle. And I thought that that would be a really cool, like, with 24 colors, a really cool like reading shawl, like to fit perfectly over you while you're like cuddled up with a book. So yeah, I really want to make that one. Next, I got the Festive Cheer Cow. I think this one just uses 10 grams. Jamie. Yeah, 10 gram mini skeins. And so what this one is you have 4 rows that are slip stitch, and then the rest of it is just stockinette, and it's a cowl. And so this is something that would be really brainless and easy to do. So if depending on how much I can do during November, this might be one that I could potentially come back to. And this is one possibly to do with the, to use the Harry Potter advent that I have coming. That's only 10 gram minis. So I might use that. We'll see. From Bumblebee Acres. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is called Vignette, and this is this year's Advent knitting pattern from Helen Stewart. It's not showing really well. She's wearing the cowl version, but there is also a throw version, and I'm thinking about using the Reindeer Games one for this and making myself, I'm assuming the rainbow one, I mean not the rainbow, the Reindeer Games is going to be traditional Christmas colors. So if I do that, then by next year, I could have a Christmas blanket. And I don't have any Christmas blankets that are like traditional Christmas colors. So that's what I'm thinking about making with this particular pattern. And it looks simple enough. I know it doesn't really show in the black and white printout, but it does look simple enough. This is an advent calendar from last year from Helen Stewart, and it's called the Trifle Wrap. And it's an option for a simple pattern. So that's why I printed it out. This is a scrap blanket pattern that you could do with as an advent. And it's, I mean, it's a simple, basic ripple kind of pattern. It was a freebie, so I just printed it so I could have a ton of options. This is another printed freebie. And I think it's, baby. It's called Stripes Please by Amy Gunderson. And the color change colors. It says just to continue as long as you want. And then in one version, she made a dress with it. So, I mean, I think it's pretty much it's pretty much just stockinette stripes. Oh, she does say about the dress. This is actually a joke, but if you wear it as a dress, I'd suggest shortening the scarf to an appropriate length. Anyways, so this was a little freebie, so I printed that. The last one that I really would kind of like to do is, and it's called 2023 Advent Knit Along Scarf. I don't remember if this was free or paid for, but I think it's only like 20 rows a day. It's all different pattern types. Maybe it's even 18. yeah, it's 18 rows a day. So you use 10 grams sock weight. And there's a mock-up of the scarf. So this is one that I thought would be really fun for when I'm not in the Christmas rush, because it's all different lace patterns, and I thought that that would look really cool. So that's an option I printed out. I printed out a ton of options. I'm just telling you. I mean, you guys know how I am about Advents. I like to have lots of options. Here's a scrap wrap. That also could be used as Advent. And in the example, they used 14 20-gram minis, but you could, and then two skeins of a regular one. So I think why I was thinking about this is I do have one 12 color Advent, 12-day Advent. And so doing like a 14-day thing could be doable, because I would just use 14. I just use 12 of the colors, and so make it a little bit shorter. So I think that was something. I don't know why I printed out these cozy striped socks, but I did. I think it was free, so. Oh yeah, and then it uses the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which I have bought the pattern for it for quite some time, but I've been intimidated by it, so I haven't actually ever tried it. The Fish Lips Kiss Heel, because look at how thick. This is all just talking about the heel, so it intimidates me, okay? I know a lot of people swear by it. The final pattern I printed out has absolutely nothing to do with Advents, but Amba O'Brien was giving away one free pattern from her love collection, or no. From her Lavetta. So this one's called Lavetta, and it uses 2 skeins of a neutral and then 1 skein of a colored, like a kind of colored pattern. And it was free, and I thought this one was pretty, and so I printed it out. I don't have plans to start that one anytime soon. So that's what I'm thinking about Advents. I also found this free Christmas reading Advent calendar right here, where it's got 24 different prompts on it. They are things like drink hot cocoa while you read, share a book about Santa, read a book to your parents. Read a book your parents loved. Make a cozy fort and read inside. Just different things. Read a book by candlelight. Read a book about a reindeer. So I just thought that this would be fun to do. What I might do is write down all of these prompts, all 24 of them, on like a little card or paper, and then shuffle them up and stick them into the Advent calendar with those mini skeins. And then have a little like reading one with a little yarn situation. So if you want to join, I will try to post the link for that. Cause I mean, that could be fun, right? It's something different to do. So that is that. It is a 3-day weekend, so I am planning on vlogging my 3-day weekend, but only like craft vlogging, and it will be all one video. So, I'm actually going to end this here rather abruptly, and then I'm going to immediately start filming the start of the the start of the next vlog, so I can tell you what I'm planning on doing this weekend. It involves a lot of randomizing, but also a lot of project stuff I need to get done. Basically, let me just put it like this to give some kind of an idea. I am far behind on all Christmas present making things, like socks. I also need to work on the bags. I also need to work on the stuffies and the presents. And I also I am completely out of octopuses, worryworms, and scrunchies for the kids. And my husband's birthday is in 10 days. Well, I mean, technically it's in 11, but like today's basically over. So let's just say 10 days. His birthday's on the 19th. And so there's a lot that needs doing. And I'm also very far behind on laundry and other things. So I am going to end this here on that little teaser, and I'll explain what my plan is to conquer those things in the next video. So I hope you'll come along and we can see together if I can actually accomplish something, because that is not the trend. And I know it's not the trend. It's not what I've been doing. So, it also ignored the extremely messy background. Okay. I was trying to find some things, and believe it or not, I did some tidying in this room, but, it just basically relocated piles. But I need to clean out my craft closet and go through that, because I need to be able to fit some more things in there and then make room for the Christmas stuff. And also I kind of need to get rid of the air conditioning that's right there, because it's November and I don't need that anymore, and it's taking up space. And yeah, so I am going to try to accomplish a lot on this 3-day weekend. I am desperate for laundry, so I actually need to do that. And then I think there's some things around the house that my husband wants to accomplish, so we'll see about that, because also he's sick. And also he told me he's behind at work, so he thinks he needs to do work stuff. I hope to start setting up some of my bullet journal. I did actually, I should have said this also. I printed out some things for the bullet journal. So I was thinking each month I could just, instead of drawing this by hand, I could just glue this into my bullet journal and be able to track a few things that I want to track throughout the year. So things like I need to go to the gym more often. I've not been doing that. Just some things like that, where I don't want to draw a whole spread for it every single month. That would be an easy way to keep track of that. I also printed out a book spread, because I've always liked how those look on other people's, but like, no way am I drawing that. I am not a drawer. Okay. I don't possess that talent. And I found this as a free printable, and I was like, okay, I can get behind that. So I printed, well, I was struggling to get the size right. Okay. So I kept adjusting like the sizing on the printer, like how blown up or not. So I think this one's too big. So then my next attempt went too small. And so then I settled on this one that's in the middle. So I was messing around with that. And so that spread itself had a bunch of different ones that I'm probably not going to do, like a doodle page a more of this, less of that thing. And then the other, so then I also went through my old bullet journals and put sticky notes on spreads I want to make in the new bullet journal. So like certain collections I want to continue, like tracking series that I read to see how far in the series I am and what I still need to read, or tracking some TV shows that I used to watch and just haven't been. And so I'd like to watch some of those. Like, you know, I still have not watched The Rings of Power, the new ones. I also used to keep a debt tracker to pay off my debt, and that was motivational, and I haven't for many years, so I need to go back to that. I think I'm within a couple years of paying off my student loan, so that's exciting. Unfortunately, I have other debt I still have to pay off because life, right? Let's see. What else did I have? Oh, this is 25, so I really want to do 25 and 25 for various things, like various crafts, books, just things like that. So I want to make a few trackers for that. I want to do a couple year in pixels. I think those are really cool looking. And so I wanted to do one of those for like reading. And well, actually I want to do two. So I want to do like minutes read. And by that I meant audio. And then pages read. And that means like actually reading. So like if I read 0 pages or listen to 0 minutes, that will be like a black dot for that day. But if I read like 200, maybe that's like green because that's a super good day. So we'll see. I really would like to do something like that just to encourage myself to read more, because guys, I've not even cracked 30 books yet, and I might not for this year. And that is like the worst it's been in so long. So, what else did I write here? Here in pixels, 25 and 25. I need to add my WIPGO boards. My 25 and 25 is not going to be the same as WIPGO. What I think I'm going to do is make like 25 kind of goals, like maybe small projects to finish or new starts or things like that. And just cross them off as I do them. So I don't want those to be like I have to wait for the WIPGO call. I'm going to try to pare down my WIPGO boards so it's not so much, just because I am planning on doing like 25 and 25 and things like that. I want to do like stitch along progress trackers because I have quite a few stitch alongs from many past years that are just kind of languishing, and honestly I've forgotten which all ones I have in progress. And so I thought like kind of a tracker with like 12 boxes for each one, and I could complete however many boxes and then see how many I can get done in the year would be a good idea. Let's see. I always do like a future planner, and then I also do like a bill planner so that I can keep track of what date certain bills are due, and just be able to keep an eye out on my bank account like that. I don't know. That's something I used to do, and I haven't recently. Off the top of my head, that's what I can think of. But yeah, I used to really love bullet journaling, so knock it off. In my old bullet journal, I am planning this weekend on making a Christmas related one, and that will be for tracking my Christmas present making, and then also for advent calendars and things like that. For Vlogmasses, I want to follow along on, and just various things like that. I did that once in the past, and I really, really liked that, so I want to do that again. And then, believe it or not, we're 7 days in. I haven't even looked at any of the classes for this month on the knitting and crochet thing, so I need to do that. Anyways, so I'm going to end this here, and because it's awful long, and sorry this update took so long. But I will chat with you all later. Bye, guys.